Today we're going to talk about a personal experience I had. We're buying a car for my new wife, and guess what? The salespeople did 4 things wrong. It's really bad. I cannot believe that in something that's so competitive as car buying, they can't figure it out. What can we learn on the software world from the car buying experience I had? Let's jump in. Hey, it's Matt Wolach. I help software leaders understand how to generate a whole ton of leads, close those deals, and scale your company so you can achieve a dream exit. If you want any of those things, definitely subscribe right now. If you hit that subscription button and the little bell, you'll get notifications of all my upcoming vids where I'm going to give you tactics, capabilities, and methods and techniques and everything you can think of so that you can grow your company. And today we're going to see what we can learn from another industry. I love pulling ideas and information from other industries and how they sell and seeing what we can do to apply it to the software world. Now, something that maybe we don't always want to look at is a car salesperson and the car buying experience. It's definitely a cutthroat type thing. It's not something that we would typically apply to the software world. But the things that I've learned in my 18 years of being in software, I know how we can sell and close deals and we can get people really emotional about that purchase. That's important. You need to get your buyers emotional. But I was shocked that some of these car sellers did not do that with me. So my wife and I were buying a new car. We're looking for something for her. And it's weird how I would have thought in car dealerships, there would be all kinds of sales training, and they would make sure that since there's all kinds of dealerships out there, and especially the ones we went to, there's lots of different dealerships on the same street. And you might have seen that in your neighborhood where they're all kind of bunched together. Well, that is a lot of competition to have to deal with. You know that because they're all together, people are going around looking at different options. And so I would have absolute training for all of our salespeople, making sure they understood expressly how to get really good at getting the buyer to choose them. And it just wasn't happening. The experiences we had, I was shocked that there was not enough quality sales happening. So I've got 4 things that they were doing wrong that we can learn within the software world. And we can make sure that our process, our sales process, is better. So here we go. Number 1, first things first. When we got there, they didn't really ask us questions. You know, we said, oh, we're interested in this car and looking at that. If I'm selling cars, I would want to know exactly why. We want to find the right fit, especially with, makers these days. They have all sorts of different types of cars, SUVs and sedans and vans and you name it. I would want to know, hey, so why are you getting a new car? What are you going to do with this car? What are your purposes? Tell me about your family makeup. How often do you do this? How often do you do that? And through all of that, I'm guessing the salesperson in many cases might find that the buyer is actually looking for the wrong car, which means that if they get in and drive this car that they think they need, they're going to look around and be like, oh, it doesn't really suit what we need. It's not good for us. It's not fitting our purposes. Well, guess what? That happens in software too. So many times our buyers think they need something. They think that they should have this or that, and they start saying, hey, I need all these things. Bad software sellers say, okay, let me see how I can get you to do these things. Well, that may not be the right fit. Maybe that your software product doesn't do those things very well. So through discovery, through asking questions, we can really understand what the right thing is, what they actually need, even if they don't know it. So we need to ask those questions. We need to get them to realize what exactly is the problem, even if they don't know it yet. So they did not ask us questions. That's really good. Now, okay, moving on to number 2. By the way, if you like this stuff, if this is helpful, if I'm giving you stuff you can use, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. That tells me this is good so I can make more videos like it. But it also shows other people out there that this is something quality. So you're sharing this with them. You're helping everybody. Thanks very much for that. Okay, number 2. Another thing that they didn't do, they didn't challenge us. If we said something like, oh, well, we really want it for this, they didn't challenge, say, well, that's not the right car for you, or you actually don't need that anymore because car buying or car manufacturers have gotten smart and they now have this included in there, something that maybe we didn't know. And they never really challenged us. They just went along with whatever we thought we needed. In fact, we said, oh, well, we want this car. Like, okay, great. And then we looked at it like, well, it doesn't really fit. And they're like, yeah, I didn't think that would fit for you. Tell us that. Like, that's something that you just tell us up front. Why would we just waste all that time? Understand what it is. And then if it's wrong, if they're doing the wrong thing, challenge us. And with our buyers in software, we need to do the same thing. Don't just say, okay, whatever you want. In fact, I once had a client's sales rep. The client got really mad at this, but I watched the call. The sales rep said, I'll sell you anything you want to buy. No. Please don't do that. We want to make sure we right size, get them fit and correctly into the right product for them. So challenge your buyers. If they're thinking the wrong thing, if they have a wrong idea of what should happen, get them into the right place. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. One of the things that really frustrates me within a process, it happened often, and I know that it's kind of the way it is within the car buying world, but they offer discounts before they even confirmed value, before they even saw that we needed a discount or asked for it. Now, I know in cars, bargaining is really important, and that's kind of the whole way it works, at least in the US. You go, they give you a price, you say, no, I want it lower, and you try and work out a deal. That's kind of the way it is in that industry. But initially, they would say, hey, here's the price, but don't worry, you can beat me up on that. Meaning you can lower it, you can get it lower. Well, that saying that already discounts the value of the car. So I've seen this within software too. Don't just immediately start saying, oh yeah, don't worry, you can discount, or don't worry, we can go lower. Find what the right price is, get that value, and be strong with that. Don't just start giving it away and say, oh, we can get it lower. If it needs to be lower, great. Find the right cost. But don't just start immediately, oh yeah, don't worry, we can get a discount, we can get you this, because then they're going to wonder, is it really worth that much? This was absolutely something that kind of took us back, even though it is the car world. Don't let it happen within your software company. Okay, once again, make sure you're subscribed. This is some good stuff. I hope it's helping you. I want to make sure that you also don't miss some of the other cool things I have coming up in the next few weeks. We've reached it. Number 4. Unbelievable to me. This number 4 is probably the worst one of them all. And this is actually the one that gave me the idea to do this video. So we're there, we're talking with them, we meet them. Okay, great. Hi, how are you? They get our name, they get our number. Okay, of course, get your phone number. Sure, fine, here it is. Nobody called us back. We were very interested. We looked at these cars for a long time, and we're going through them and we're doing this, asking questions about, does this do this? What does that button do? And even after that, nobody called us back. It was surprising. We actually might have even bought the car. We haven't bought the car yet. We will be buying a car in the next couple months. But we might have bought that day if somebody would have just called and said, hey, I just want to make sure you got all your questions answered. You've got everything taken care of. Is there anything else I can do for you? And done some follow-up. But there was nothing. And it was even the end of the month. They needed numbers. In fact, one of the sales reps said, if you can do something this month, we'd be willing to deal. So that tells us they're needing to have it happen. They need to get that month closed. Well, they didn't call us. They could have called us at the end of the month. We were 3 days away when we were there. They should have been calling us on day 2, day 3. Let's get there. Let's get this done. No follow-up. By the way, in software, this happens all the time. More than half of software sales reps do not follow up. This is a killer. Remember, there's the saying, the fortune is in the follow-up. Don't stop until you hear no. Once you've had a conversation, continue to touch base, continue to reach out and do it on a multi-channel effort. Continue to get in front of them and remind them that you're here and that they still need to take care of this thing. Sometimes they reprioritize. They've got other things happening. So follow up, make sure that they know that you're still happy to help them, that they still need to get this done and get deals closed. In fact, one of my clients, Dustin, he just told me that he got the deal on the 21st follow-up. It took 21 tries. I trained him to make sure he had that many, but he did. He said, I can't believe it. You're right. 21 tries, we got it. And amazing. Such a relief, such a win, such celebration happens when you can do this. So don't give up, follow up. Please don't be like these car dealers who are missing the boat multiple times over. Be great at what you're doing and be great at sales. Okay, this was a lot of fun. I hope that you got a lot out of this. Once again, please like this if this was helpful. I really appreciate it. And comment below if you have any ideas for upcoming videos, things I can help you with. Definitely hit that and I'll see if I can do a video for you. All right, I'll see you next time. Take care.